Omar Al-Mukhtar, Lion of the Desert. My name is IKHWAN bin Muhammad SURIF. Number matric 03 DPL 20F2048. Omar Mukhtar, Lion of the Desert. That my title for my presentation. Omar Al-Mukhtar Muhammad bin Farhad Al-Manifi, 20 August 1858 to 16 September 1931. Called the Lion of the Desert, known among the colonial Italian as Matari of the Mifa, was the leader of native resistance in Cyrenaica, currently Eastern Libya, under the Synaxis against the Italian colonization of Libya. A teacher turned general, Omar was also a prominent figure of the Synaxis movement, and he is considered the national hero of Libya and a symbol of resistance in the Arab and Islamic world. Beginning in 1911, he organized and for nearly 20 years led the Libyan resistance movement against the Italian colonial empire during the pacification of Libya. After many attempts, the Italian armed force managed to capture Al-Mukhtar near Solonta and hanged him in 1931. Early life. Omar Al-Mukhtar was born in 1858 to a family in the town of Zanzur near Tabruk in the region of the Ottoman Cyrenaica, belonging to the Synaxis, who were seen as Libyan Ashraf, Arab clan just like Emir or King Idris Synaxis, eventually becoming chief or leader of the clan. As a child, Omar lost his father early on and spent his youth in poverty. He was adopted by a sheikh and was friend with the nephew of Hussein Gariani, Sharif al-Gariani. His uncle was a political religious leader in Cyrenaica and received his early education at the local mosque before continuing his study for 8 years at the Synaxis University in Jakbar, the holy city of the Synaxis Tariqah. He became a popular expert on the Quran and an imam. Joining the confraternity of the Synaxis, he also came to be well informed of the social structure of his society, as he was chosen to settle intertribal dispute. Mukhtar developed a strong relationship with the Synaxis movement during his year in Jakbar. In 1895, Al-Mahdi Synaxis traveled with him south to Kufra, and on another occasion further south to Cairo in Chad, where he was appointed as Sheikh of Zawiyat Ain Ka. When the French Empire encroached on Chad 1899, he was sent among other Synaxis to help defend Chad from the French, as the Synaxis considered their expansion dangerous due to their missionary activities in Central and West Africa. In 1902, Omar was recalled not after the death of Al-Mahdi. The new Synaxis leader, Ahmed Sharif al-Synusi, appointed him as Sheikh of the troubled Zawiyat Nasur in northern Cyrenaica. Italian invasion. In October 1911, during the Italo-Turkish War, the Regia Marina, Italian Royal Navy, under the command of Admiral Luigi Faravelli, reached the shores of Libya, then a territory subject to Ottoman control. The admiral demanded that the Ottoman administration and garrison surrender their territory to the Italian on a cue to the immediate destruction of the city of Tripoli and Benghazi. The Ottoman and their Libyan allies withdrew to the countryside instead of surrendering, and the Italian bombed the city for 3 days and then proclaimed the Tripolitanian to be committed and strongly bound to Italy. This marked the beginning of the series of battles the Italian colonial force and the Libyan armed opposition in Cyrenaica. Guerrilla warfare. A teacher of the Quran by profession, Mukhtar was also skilled the strategies and tactics of desert warfare. He knew local geography well and used that knowledge to advantage in battle against the Italian, who was unaccustomed to desert warfare. Mukhtar repeatedly led his small, highly alert group and successful attack against the Italians, after which they were fed back into the desert terrain. Mukhtar men skillfully attacked outposts, ambushed troops, and cut lines of the supply and communication. In the mountainous region of Jebel Akhdar, Green Mountain. In 1924, Italian Governor Ernesto Bombolli created of a counter-guerrilla force that inflicted a severe setback to guerrilla force in April 1925. Mukhtar then quickly modified his own tactic and was able to count on continued help from Egypt in March 1927. Despite the occupation of Girabab from February 1926 and increasingly stringent rule under Governor Attilio Tiruzzi, Mukhtar surprised Italian troops at Rahiba between 1927 and 1928. Mukhtar recognized the Sinacide force who were being hunted constantly by the Italian. Even General Tiruzzi recognized Omar qualities of exceptional prevents and strong willpower. This quote need a citation. Marshal Pietro Badoglio. January 1929. After extensive negotiation, conclude a compromise with Mukhtar, described by the Italian as his complete submission, similar to previous Italo-Sinacid accord at the end of October 1929. Mukhtar denounced the compromise and re-established a unity of action among Libyan forces, preparing himself for the ultimate confrontation with General Rodolfo Graziani, the Italian military commander from March 1930. A massive offensive in June against Mukhtar force having failed. Graziani, in full accord with Badoglio, Emilio De Bono, Minister of the Colonies, de Benito Mussolini, initiated a plan to break the Libyan Mujahideen. 100,000 population of Jebel Ahda will be relocated to concentration camp on the coast, and the Libyan-Egyptian border from the coast at Girabab will be fenced closed, preventing any foreign help to the fighters and depriving them of support from the native population. This measure, which Graziani initiated early in 1931, took their toll on the Sinasi resistance. The rebels were deprived of help and reinforcement, spied upon by Italian aircraft, and pursued on the ground by the Italian force, aided by local informers and collaborators. Mukhtar continued to struggle despite increased hardship and risk, but on 11 September 1931, he was ambushed near Slonta. Mukhtar's final adversary, Italian General Rodolfo Graziani, has given a description of the Seleucid leader that is not lacking in respect. Of medium height, stout with white hair, beard and mustache. Omar was endowed with a quick and lively intelligence, was knowledge in religious matters, revealed an energetic and impetuous character, unselfish and uncompromising. Ultimately, he remained very religious and poor, even though he was being one of the most important Sinasi figures. Capture and execution. Mukhtar's struggle of nearly 20 years came to an end on 11 September 1931, when he was wounded in battle near Slonta and then captured by Italian army. Italian army on 19 September 1931. On the orders of Italian court and with Italian hopes that Libyan resistance will die with him, Mukhtar was hanged before his followers in the Suluk prisoner of war camp at the age of 73 years old. Legacy. Okay, Umar Al-Mukhtar University was founded in 1961. Since 1971, Mukhtar has appeared of the Libyan 10 dinar note. His final years were depicted in the movie Lion of the Desert, 1981, starring Anthony Quinn, Oliver Reed, and Irene Papas. It was based on the struggle of Mukhtar against Rodolfo Graziani force. A statement by the man used in the movie captured the tongues and ears of Muslim. Tahnu qaum la tastalamu tatansur au tamut. We are people that will not surrender. We win or we die. In 2009, Libya leaders Muammar Gaddafi wore a photograph of Mukhtar in Italian captivity on his chest while on a state visit to Rome and brought along Mukhtar, elderly son during the visit. With the Libyan civil war beginning 17 February 2011, Umar Mukhtar again became a symbol for a united Free Libya, and his picture was depicted on various flags and posters of the anti-Gaddafi force. Rebel militants named one of their brigade the Omar Mukhtar Brigade after him. A masjid is named after Mukhtar in Tampa, Florida, USA, known as Masjid Umar Al-Mukhtar. Streets are named after Mukhtar in Kuwait City, Gaza City, Cairo, Egypt, West Bay area of Doha, Qatar, Beijing, Tunisia, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Omar Al-Mukhtar, Irbil, Jordan, Tangier, Morocco.